Analysis of employment and prospects in the AI era. Hello, friends. If you still think that AI is just someone who can't understand human speech, a voice assistant that can only tell a few cold jokes, then you may be missing out on the largest tsunami in human history. Today we are going to talk about a very cruel topic that everyone must face. How will the advent of the large model era eat up our future? This is not a joke in a science fiction movie, but a reality that is happening around you and me at this moment. Today's Gen AI not only has a knowledge reserve that surpasses the vast majority of ordinary people, he even possesses extremely terrifying reasoning and planning abilities. It not only points out the problem, but also gives you a complete set of solutions directly. Are you ready to bust your fantasy? Let us get straight to the point. Desk jobs are dying. Let me ask the most intuitive question first: is your job safe? Stop comforting yourself with the thought that AI lacks creativity. The objective fact is that the vast majority of white-collar desk jobs that sit in front of a computer and process information are. A big hole has been torn open by AI. Let us take a look at the actual situation now. Basic copywriting, multilingual translation, and content polishing. Extract data to generate standardized reports, write work summaries, and business emails. Develop first drafts of legal contracts, generate technical documentation, and even write and debug basic code. Act as 24/7 customer service, resume screening, and basic interviewer. In the past, you had to stay up late to work on the PPT and recruit a copywriting team of 3 or 5 people. Now all it takes is one person and a handy AI tool. Many large factories and companies have been laying off employees frequently recently. It's really not because the company is going bankrupt. But the bosses suddenly realized with AI, I don't need to support so many people at all. This step has not only already happened, but is accelerating. The countdown to blue-collar jobs. After hearing this, many friends who work in entities or blue-collar jobs may be relieved. AI is just a role of white-collar workers, and it can't do our kind of hands-on work. Don't be blindly optimistic when Gen AI, the superbrain, put into the steel body of a robot. The mode of blue-collar jobs will collapse in an instant. This is not the distant future, but a reality already on the way. Self-driving taxis and 24/7 self-driving truck drivers. An unmanned warehousing and automatic sorting system that can operate efficiently even with the lights off. A network of unmanned delivery vehicles and drones that shuttle through the streets. Automatic checkout and self-service ordering terminals are becoming more and more popular. You might say that these currently look a bit clunky and are just demos. But the development of technology has always been a parabola. It will get smarter and cheaper. When the depreciation and electricity costs of an automated system become cheaper than hiring a living person. When you still need to worry who will capital vote for. The answer is self-evident. The new position is just self-deception. One of the most popular mental depletion placebos on the market now says this. Every technological revolution eliminates old jobs, but creates more new ones. For example, automobiles eliminated coachmen, but created drivers and mechanics. So AI will also create advanced professions such as AI trainer or robot maintenance engineer. This set of logic sounds perfect, but it ignores two fatal logical loopholes. First, who stipulates that AI trainers must be humans? Model training, parameter adjustment, and data cleaning are essentially highly digital processes. Humans are still doing this now simply because the current AI has not yet fully matured. AI automatically cleans data, self-generates code. Even technical routes that evolve through self-game, such as current reinforcement learning, have long been completed. Second, who says robots can't repair robots? Equip a robot with a high-definition camera and high-precision sensors. It is connected to a large AI fault diagnosis model and equipped with a flexible robotic arm. Let an advanced robot maintain a production line of junior robots. Not only is it not science fiction, but it is the ultimate goal that current hardware manufacturers are frantically trying to conquer. It is hoped that this technological revolution will lift everyone to easier positions like steam engines and electricity. It is an extremely dangerous way to seek a sword by carving a boat. The demand cycle completely collapses. Why do I say that this revolution is more disruptive than the steam engine, electricity, and the internet combined? Because the technological revolution of the past few thousand years has essentially liberated human physical or mental power. Technology is a tool, and people are still the core of the entire production and consumption process. But this time, AI and robots are moving towards self-production, self-maintenance, and self-iteration. They not only want to replace tools, but also want to completely squeeze people out of the entire industry chain. We need to understand the operating logic of human society. In fact, it is a formula: massive human needs massive jobs. We have housing needs that feed the construction, renovation, and appliance industries. We have food and clothing needs that feed the agriculture, food processing, and textile industries. We have entertainment and social needs which support the tourism, catering, film and television, and game industries. You provide value to others in exchange for reward. Then to meet your own needs. This is the economic cycle of human society. But what if the main producers become robots? The needs of robots are extremely scarce, nothing more than a little electricity, network bandwidth, computing power, server, and basic maintenance accessories. They don't need to buy a house, eat Michelin stars, watch movies, or have childcare or elderly care. When most production is done by machines, humans lose their jobs and disposable income. The demand of the entire society will shrink off a cliff. When demand disappears, the supply side can only go bankrupt, and the catering, retail, education, and service industries will usher in an avalanche. This is an extremely hopeless death spiral. Lying down and being raised is just a fantasy. At this time, there will definitely be comments saying, "Isn't that great?" While machines work, we humans collectively lie down and watch TV shows and games every day, letting the country pay us to support us. This is a very beautiful cyber utopia fairy tale. But have you ever asked yourself an extremely cruel question: the capital giants who control robots? Why should I support you? The underlying logic of modern society has never been everyone is born to be supported, but equivalent exchange. You can get paid today because your labor can create profits for the boss. You are useful in the system. But in a world where AI does all the work, what unique value do you have to the system? If human contribution to the economic system approaches zero, our status in society as a whole will be infinitely marginalized. If a new value distribution system is not established, the bargaining chips that humans can use for exchange will. Only extremely dark things remain, such as becoming a provider of biological data or simply becoming a consumable. Fatal flaw in the plan. When the two cornerstones of modern society, distribution according to work and equivalent exchange, are completely shattered, what on earth should we do? Currently, the world's top brains have proposed two mainstream solutions. But unfortunately, they all have logical loopholes that are extremely difficult to overcome. Option 1: Universal Basic Income (UBI). It is to impose a high automation tax on AI and robotics companies. Then distribute the money to the whole society to ensure everyone's basic decent life. People buy daily necessities from companies. Employees are mainly AI and robots through basic income. The company then pays taxes to the state. The second option: public ownership of AI infrastructure. Since the mastery of AI by a few people will lead to extreme wealth differentiation, then we will turn AI and computing power centers into all-people assets like tap water and power grids. In fact, the Norwegian Sovereign Fund is already conducting such explorations. They own the world's largest sovereign wealth fund worth over $2 trillion. Now Norway's National Sovereign Fund is frantically using AI to assist investment decisions, screen out high-risk companies, improve transaction efficiency, and help the country make crazy money in the global stock market. More importantly, the final destination of this money is Norway's social welfare, national pension, and education. In this system, the country is like a giant investment company with super AI. And every ordinary citizen is a lifelong shareholder of this company. Countries use AI to make global profits. Then through a high welfare system, the benefits are evenly distributed to millions of citizens. Even if you lose your traditional job, you can still live a very decent life because of the dividend system you are in. The ultimate solution for ordinary people. One, choose a system that is willing to share AI benefits with you. As ordinary people, we cannot change the general trend, but we can choose the system in which we live. Have you ever thought about how everyone's wealth will be calculated in the future? Here's a brutal mathematical formula. Your wealth total income from AI and assets held by the country numerator, total population of the country denominator. If you are in a huge molecule, but in a country where all the wealth is concentrated in the hands of a very small number of oligarchs who are unwilling to distribute it to ordinary people, or a country with a very large denominator with more people and less meat. In the AI era, you are the system redundancy that can be sacrificed at any time. The way out for ordinary people is to understand the logic of wealth distribution in various countries and look for those molecules that are big enough. A system where the denominator is small enough and the underlying logic is willing to distribute wealth to ordinary people. 2. Turn AI into your exoskeleton instead of your opponent and continue to learn new skills. Directly using AI tools can significantly improve personal efficiency and job competitiveness. 3. First, establish a buffer layer and prepare an emergency fund for a few months, and then try to develop a side job or a second income line. The key is not to turn over overnight, but to buy yourself time to turn around. If you think this video has inspired you, please be sure to like it and forward it to your friends who are still confused. And subscribe to my channel. Recognizing reality is the first step in our desperate counterattack. See you next time.